In these problems, you're trying to find a composite of two functions. So in starting out, this f of g of x can be written as f of g of x. And you're going to work with the inner function first, the one that's inside, and that's g of x. Now I don't have a number to plug in, so I'm going to take the entire function g of x and put it inside f. So this is going to be f of, take out the g of x, and another name for g of x is 3x plus 1. Your next step is to go find the f function, take out the x's, and then substitute in 3x plus 1. So when I do that, the x comes out here. I still have it squared, and then it's minus 5. The x again is a placeholder, it comes out, and I replace those x's with what's inside of here, 3x plus 1. Now when you simplify this 3x plus 1 quantity squared means you're going to have to write it down twice and then do the FOIL method on it. Now the negative 5 you can distribute through the parenthesis grouping. So it's negative 5 times 3, or negative 15x, and negative 5 times positive 1. Back to the FOIL method here. So first times first here, 3x times 3x, 3x times positive 1. All right, now you distribute the positive 1. So 1 times 3x and 1 times 1. You still have the minus 15x and the minus 5 that you bring down. From here, combine like terms. So this is the only squared term I have. I have a 3x, and a minus 15x. So all total that would be a minus 9x. Then I have a positive 1 and a negative 5. So that end result is negative 4. That's your final answer. Okay. So for this one, g of f of x. So again, I look at the inside function, and I'm going to substitute out the f of x and put in x squared minus 5x. Next, I go to the g function, remove all of the x's, and replace them with what's inside the parentheses. So first I'm going to take out the x, and when I take it out, notice I put parentheses so that I'm waiting to put something in for it. And then I still have this plus 1 in the function. Substitute in what's in parentheses, and then simplify it, which means distribute and combine like terms. So we're going to get rid of the parentheses. So I have 3x squared minus 15x, and then I still have the plus 1. And none of these can be combined, so that's it. For the next one, f of h of 4. So f of h of 4. Still work with what's inside, but this time I need to know what's h of 4. So I go back to what was h of x, and off to the side I'm going to figure out what h of 4 was. If I slide back up here, h of x is the x minus 1 over 3, so h of 4 means take out the x and put in the number 4 in its place. So 4 minus 1 over 3. So that gives me 3 over 3. or when x is 4, the output y is 1. So I come back here, h of 4, and I simply put in the number 1 for that. Now I need to go to the f function and take out its x's and put in the number 1 instead. So again, you can do this off to the side, f of 1, and the function was take out the x, write everything else the same, and then put in the number 1. So 1 squared minus 5 gives me negative 4. So my end result is negative 4. So g of 7, again, I need to figure out what g of 7 is. So going back, g of x was 3x plus 1. So g of 7 means take out those x's and put in the number 7 in their place. So 21 plus 1 gives me 22. That's what g of 7 is, but I still have this other g on the outside. So g of, and another name for g of 7 is 22. So I go back to the g function and now plug in the number 22. So take out the x. Everything else in g is the same except the x comes out, and then you're going to put in the number 22 in its place. So 66 plus 1, end result 67.